be your hope, I'll be your love, be everything that you need.
This is Dirt and Sprague on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
I haven't had one of these in a while. Been a minute. You want to try and correct the line this time? Stand with you on a mountain. I want to bathe with you in the sea. There we go. You uncultured swine. Blazers get a win last night in New Orleans. Love the early start times. Keep these East Coast road trips going. Game's over at 8 o'clock. Let's go, baby.
How much would the reaction be if they pivoted and said, guys, new home tip-off time, 5:30 p.m.?
Nobody works in Portland. We'd get there. You ever go grocery shopping on a Tuesday at 1:30 and it's packed? Like, nobody's got jobs anymore. This is Portlandia, baby. We're all baristas. Everybody's working from home. Tip off the games at 5, all right? This isn't Los Angeles.
Wow. Tell me how you really feel about people working.
I would love early start times, if you can't tell. I'm a big early start time guy.
What, do you wake up early?
No, I don't. Last night, though, 125-117. Portland, it felt like they should have dominated the game early, but New Orleans kept getting offensive rebounds and second chance points. In the first quarter, Jeremy Grant gets into a little tussle, and he gets tossed out of the game. 7 minutes in is all he played. Biggest takeaways from the win is the Blazers are back above 500 and have their first dub of the road trip.
Well, I mean, look, I think, one, doing it without Jeremy getting tossed so early, like, you lost your bench scoring. And, look, New Orleans, to be fair, is...
New Orleans
really
is terrible.
Tragic.
They're terrible.
They're bad. Willie Green might get fired today. There was a report that if he didn't win yesterday, he was going to get fired. So, like,
we're doing that 11 games in. He's going to get terrible.
Yeah, they're a bad
Why
team.
did you just fire him going into the year? Did you think things were going to be different in New Orleans this year? I don't even follow basketball, and I knew they were going to suck.
A little bit. Yeah, they traded their next year's first-round pick completely.
For who?
Derek Queen.
For Derek Queen?
You not follow that?
No, I don't remember that at all.
They traded an unprotected first.
God, who'd they
People
trade?
had to do double takes on, like,
what?
Hold on.
Wait, what a minute? Wait
you
a
have
minute.
to look. I'm blanking on who it was, but they did that in the draft. It was like, what? And then they drafted Derek Queen. It was like, that for Derek Queen? Derek Queen had a nice game last night.
He did.
And
He's one of those kind of weird tweeners, though, of like, not big enough, but he's good. He's a good player. He's a good scorer, but his fit is interesting.
They're also going to leave that city. That's the worst kept secret,
Yeah.
I think, in the association. The NBA hates that ownership group. They're terribly run. They're not really supported.
Atlanta for
yeah.
Asa Newell.
Asa Newell, yeah.
And an unprotected 2026 first-round pick to
Asa
the
Newell's
Hawks.
not even playing for them.
Holy hell.
It was the biggest stupid move that happened in the draft.
Atlanta's got to trade Trae Young and blow. I mean, you got a top 5 pick coming your way, man.
You don't need to blow anything up.
Yeah. You keep Trae Young around?
No, Trey may get we're getting out of that.
Sorry, my apologies. You blew my mind there. I don't follow that kind of stuff.
You don't watch the draft. Thank you.
No, I did not. I watched us take Chinese Jokic. I saw that.
Their move made our move look less dumb. That, thankfully, so the Pelicans saved us last draft.
Thank you.
And they saved us last night because you needed that win. You were 0-2 on your road trip.
Yeah.
You had Heartbreak City in Orlando. The takeaway for me is pretty simple. Nice to overcome Jeremy getting tossed. It's Shaedon Sharpe. There is no other takeaway here. Denny Avdia, breaking news, having a great year. He played great last night. Drew Holiday came up clutch, as Habistro mentioned on the broadcast, leads the Blazers in clutch time points.
Which is why the ending of the game where he turned it over was he's been so good in late game moments for them, and in Orlando it just didn't go his way.
He was great for them in the second half when they needed it most. Shaedon Sharpe over his last 5 games, 25.6 points per game, 6 rebounds, 1.8 steals, 55.2% field goal percentage, and he's doing it on 27.5 minutes per game. They're limiting his minutes right now because of his injury.
Yep.
And last night, it wasn't a career high, but I think it was the 3rd time in his career he's ever gone back-to-back games with 30 points. It is Shaedon Sharpe. And it's not just that Shaedon's playing well, it's that Shaedon is looking like somebody who identified what he needs to do and how he needs to do it. And look, it's a small sample size, so hold this for the Houston game because I think they're going to get smoked by Houston, who's playing great basketball. But he's going too heavy. He was 11 for 11 from 2 yesterday.
Dude, I'm glad you pointed that out.
And so
he did not miss a shot in the game other than a three-pointer. He missed 5 threes. He was 11 for 11 from two-point land, and then he was 7 of 7 from the free throw line.
He hit his free throws. We noted like how questionable he is from the line. His three-point percentage has gotten better the last couple games, and he was great from the field, and he had this, which was a killer dunk from Chris Murray.
Yeah.
I thought the biggest play for Shaden yesterday, if you want to take Shaden to the next level, it was around the 7-minute mark, I want to say, third quarter. So I'm really getting detailed
We're nitpicky here. Okay.
No, it's an important play.
Down into the weeds.
He gets the ball on the wing.
Okay.
He gets the ball. He's triple threat. He swings through. He dribbles baseline to attack. Defense crashes in. What does he do? He makes the right read to the corner. The ball moves to the wing. It moves to the middle to wing of the other area. Wide open Tumani 3. Cash. He basically does the hockey assist thing.
Yeah, where you start the motion by driving, it draws everybody, and then you start swinging the ball around.
Dude, it was dominoes, man.
Yeah.
He had the defense leaning, and they were falling down, and before you know it, wide open Tumani 3, cash money. That, to me, of all of the plays and moments, that was the play. Because you need him to recognize what a threat he can be and how him drawing defenders in can open up things for everybody else on the offense.
With you completely, man. He was the biggest takeaway. To have him go again north of 30 points, to have two guys in your starting lineup go north of 30 points, like maybe that's happened with Drew and Denny at some point this year, but to see that happen where your two guys are both having efficient scoring nights and doing it in different ways. You had the 12 assists from Drew Holiday setting people up. Like, look, New Orleans sucks. New Orleans terrible. Zion's not playing, so there's no grand takeaway. It's just a game that you should win. You're 0-2 on the trip. You probably should have won the first two games because Miami ain't that good either. And Orlando, you were trailing the entire game. You find your way back in, and then it's just kind of a fluky ending, and Desmond Bane hits the game winner. That you needed to win that game last night, and they did. And Denny and Shaden were massive parts of it. The concerns that exist are still the same concerns because I don't really know, especially in a game where Jeremy Grant gets tossed, where you're going for bench scoring. And, you got a couple of minutes there from Murray and a couple minutes from Robert Williams. But Shaden Sharp having back-to-back games, I think we've all been in agreement that when he did it the other night in Orlando, you're not going to have some big – here we go takeaway after one game, and that exists after two games. The biggest thing that he's got to show
should exist after 10 games if we're
that
being
you got to
fair.
start stringing this stuff together of like, and you don't have to go for 35 every night. That's not what the request is, but I'm hoping that he is realizing, and this is something that I've been harping on now for like a week or two. His 3-point percentage is terrible this year. He's not shooting the ball very well. He even had a moment, ironically, where one of the threes he made was in the corner in front of his own bench, and then he got beat back the other end defensively because he's celebrating, and Lamar made sure to point it out of like, it's welcome to the NBA. We got to get back and play some defense there. But just he has had so many games this year where he is shooting, I want to say like north of 80% from inside the 3-point line and then adds a 1 of 6 from 3. And it's like, I get that you take the open shots. I get that you're not going to pass those up. That's the way it works sometimes in their offense. Dude, you can be so effective going to the hoop and attacking and finding other ways to score outside of shooting threes that he's showing you that he doesn't have to be a 40% 3-point shooter in order to get to 35 points because that was the case last night.
It still continues.
And 7 free throws and making all of them.
It still continues to be, which I love to see him get in the line. It's just effortless. I mean, you watch him play and you're still like, are you sweating? The whole game, he played hard. He got some steals. He moved the ball. He made his buckets. And you're still like, are you tired? Like, do you even look? Yeah. You don't look tired.
Yeah.
And I thought, another crucial part real quick, when Jeremy got tossed, I think just watching, there was an element of like, it felt like Shaden
he got into
kind of recognized, I got to step up.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the closest guy to the play and got into
over after that. And he had a great game. So
you're talking about taking over in the game, too. I was talking about getting involved in the fight, too. It's kind of nice to see him mix it up a little. Not that it was a fight.
Well, he's done that before. There was a Houston fight a couple years ago with Dylan Brooks. He kind of got in the middle of that scuffle. So he'll defend his guys. I just mean in general for the team, like as soon as Jeremy leaves, that's 20-plus points a game you're losing. I think it felt like he recognized, all right, I got to be a little more aggressive here. I got to assert myself. And I like to see that. It was important. They needed it because without those 2 30-point performances, you're not winning that game.
The rest of the road trip continues on Friday. They are on the road in Houston, and then they close out on Sunday in Dallas. Those would be earlier start times as well. I think 5 o'clock and 4:30, something like that. And
so Houston game's going to be tough.
Houston game's going to be tough. Dallas is a bit of a dumpster. They just fired their GM, so we'll see how that one looks. Those are the last 2 games of the trip, and they're back in town in Portland next Tuesday for our first late Peacock game, our first 8 p.m. tip next Tuesday.